The Piano Man, the reigning queen of rock and roll, both on one big night. Listen to Nico every afternoon for your chance to win tickets to see Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks from Big 94.5.
That's kind of an exciting concert announcement. I mean, they're both really, really old, but Billy Joel and Stevie Nicks together in the same show. Now, I'm not a huge Stevie Nicks, but I like Stevie Nicks. I mean, shit, I've been listening to her with Fleetwood Mac since Rumors was a new album, and those songs are current radio hits. As for Billy Joel, I mean, damn, same thing goes for Billy Joel. I mean, I remember listening to Piano Man on the radio as a new song, and remember other songs by him that were listening to him on the radio as a kid and just loving them as they were recent hits. Particularly Only the Good Die Young. That was one that I just really, really liked when it was on the radio, and it just never seemed to be on enough for me. And of course, I didn't get the context of the song whatsoever, because it was when the song came out. It was right around the time that my first stepfather had died in a tragic automobile accident, and he was a really good guy, and it seemed like my mother was going through hell, like getting remarried at such a young age to a guy that was a really good guy, and then he died really young, and so the good die young. Doesn't that suck? It wasn't until I was much older that I realized that that song absolutely doesn't apply to that context whatsoever. Anyway, you don't listen to lyrics so critically when you're a kid, and most adults don't listen to lyrics that critically. So there's that. So it's Tuesday night. I'm not sure the date, so check the video description. Actually, I was gonna say I can't check the date and time because my iPhone is exporting video in iMovie. See, that's what it's doing. And if I leave that screen, that progress bar that has taken quite a while to get where it is, we'll have to start over again, because that's as I explained in a previous video, that's the absolute stupidest and worst thing about iMovie, is that export screen must stay in the foreground for as long as it takes, which on a longer video can be a very long time, and you can't do anything else with your iPhone while you're doing it. It's insanely stupid. But hey, I got the screen working on Obamaphone number 2 again. I mean, it's all shattered. It looks like hell, but it shows me that it's Tuesday, March 21st, and it's 11:15 p.m. It doesn't show me what year it is, but I got a pretty solid grip on what year it is. It's 2023. I think it's 2023. The more I think about that being the year, the more that just seems like a number that can't be a year. I'm sure I'm not the only person that was born in the 1970s that doesn't think 2023 sounds like something that should be a year. In fact, it's kind of funny thinking back on how many movies I watched as a kid and as a young adult that took place way off in the future at years that were prior to 2023. Science fiction, time travel, way off in the future, but not as far off in the future as I am right now. Yeah, somehow I figured I'd be in a more impressive time machine than a 2006 Saturn Ion. But hey, this is the reality. This is what I'm living in, and it could be a lot worse. I mean, consider how often on my vlog I drive by homeless encampments, it seems like some people's time machine is a stolen shopping cart. So there's that. I guess the obvious question, watching this video, for anybody who watches my videos on a regular basis and has a slight grip on what my schedule is, would be why the hell am I not at work? Now, it's easy to draw the conclusion that, oh shit, I overslept and I'm on my way to work. That would be a pretty normal reason for me making a video after at about 11:15 p.m. on a Tuesday night, but that's actually not the situation. Although, to be completely clear and transparent, if I was working tonight, I would probably be shooting a video of me heading into work late because I woke up at, I don't know, I want to say after 10 p.m.-ish. So I had kind of talked about going out with Miss Love. She's the older woman that I mentioned from work that is a robotic palletizer operator that has been kind of flirty with me lately. And granted, I've been kind of flirty with her, at least as much as a guy with as little game as myself can be. And we've been texting each other, so there's some progress there. The first couple times I texted her, she didn't respond at all. Then she finally did respond and told me she'd been feeling kind of sick. So that sucks. Speaking of which, I wasn't feeling so great at work yesterday, but I think I got another damn tainted sandwich from our vending. But I felt fine before I ate the sandwich. And the sandwich looked a little off to me. It really did. But to the point where I microwaved the meat in it, just thinking, well, maybe it's not cooked thoroughly enough. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, it didn't. It didn't. I easily lost 30 plus minutes of work trying to find an available toilet in one of our restrooms. And then when I did finally find one, I was on it for a while. It was not pleasant. And then by the time I got back, like my direct supervisor Kimberly was looking at me, and she's like, "You don't look well." And she's all like, "Whenever it's obvious I'm not feeling good. It's always like, well, do you want to go to AmCare?" AmCare is like the Amazon. It's like the equivalent of the high school nurse's office at Amazon. However, what's different than the high school nurse's office is because the amount of like help they're able to give you there is at approximately the same, not much help kind of level. But unlike that, when you get in there, that's when the Spanish Inquisition starts, where they try to find out, like, they try to get it on paper that whatever problem you're having is your fault, and if it's a work-related injury whatsoever, that it was due to your negligence and not following safety procedures, and that to get some kind of paper record that whatever issue you're having that results in you being in AmCare is nothing that Amazon can possibly be held liable for. And not like I'm trying to create a lawsuit against Amazon, because I'm not. I mean, shit, if I hurt myself at work, I don't, I'm not the kind of guy to sue an employer unless it was something extreme negligence on their part. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I just happen to be walking under a conveyor, pulling a pallet jack, like everything normal, like I'm supposed to be doing, and a large box flew off the damn thing and landed on me and put my ass in the hospital, I'd probably lawyer I probably would. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not the kind of person that's just looking for some reason to try to milk Amazon for money. I appreciate my job. I'm just not that kind of guy. But there are a lot of people that are like that. And my thing is I just don't like being asked a lot of fucking questions. I think that's the bottom line there. I don't, like, no amount of inadequate treatment that they're going to give me there is worth the amount of questions that they're invariably going to ask, and yeah, I'm already feeling like sick to my stomach. One thing I don't want to do is talk or answer questions. Welcome back, YouTube. Well, I just got rudely interrupted by my Obamaphone. Yeah, just add that to the list of reasons I freaking hate that phone. So it's still Tuesday, March 21st, Tuesday night, 11:27 p.m. And y'all didn't miss much, not really. In fact, the most awkward thing I think that I didn't manage to shoot was that as I pulled off of Grand Avenue into this neighborhood to find a place where I could just park to figure out what was going on with my phones, the first side street that I turned onto, which was plenty wide enough to parallel park on the side, and theoretically should have been absolutely perfect for doing what I wanted to do, which is just pull off the road and safely check some things on my smartphone. The whole length of the street had no parking signs on it. The whole length of the street had no parking signs on it, presumably just to discourage, homeless people from living in their cars on that street or whatever. I noticed that's a real common thing in Phoenix. Streets that are plenty wide enough to have on-street parking, being lined with no parking signs just because the city of Phoenix doesn't want anybody parking there, which I think does a real disservice. I'm trying to think of the best way to get where I'm going. Now I don't remember exactly where it is I'm going. Fuck. I'm going somewhere in the general direction of 43rd Avenue and Dunlap, so since I'm already on Grand, I think I'll stay on this on up to 43rd. I just go across town on 43rd Avenue. I think that makes more sense at this point than trying to double back to I-17. Anyway, yeah, I think that just certain areas where they're trying to not have anybody, loitering in a parked car or leaving their cars, but it ends up creating a situation where somebody who is driving and needs to safely pull over and check something on their smartphone, which is a pretty common thing that you think would be encouraged, because they don't want people using their smartphone while they're driving, and thus being a distracted driver. It kind of eliminates the places that you can do that. Granted, you can always pull over in some kind of parking lot, but generally speaking, parking lots are private property, specifically for the use of the business that owns the parking lot. So, but yeah, I just pulled onto a side street hoping I could park, and I had to drive several blocks and turn onto a different street just to find some legal parallel parking to end up where this segment of the video started. And but hey, we get another direct comparison of which is worse, the super dark video of Obamaphone number 4, or blurry, twitchy, crappy video off the jacked up camera on my iPhone. I don't know, it's debatable. They both both absolutely suck in completely different ways. So, anyway, as I was saying before, and speaking of me being rudely interrupted, so what caused the video to stop recording, which to me, like all smartphone operating systems and their default camera app, two features that they should have that they really don't have. One, they should have the option of shooting horizontal video while in a vertical orientation. So many phones are designed, they're designed primarily to be operated vertically. Your desktop is vertical, like my all the backgrounds and everything on my new Obamaphone, which is an Android, they don't even rotate when I turn the phone. Now, some apps will rotate when I turn the phone, but no. When I turn the phone horizontally, I'm looking at all my icons sideways, all my system notifications sideways. I should be able to, while holding the phone in that orientation, have an option on the camera app to choose the orientation of the video it shoots without having to physically turn the phone to get normal horizontal video. So that's one weakness. The other weakness that I think all smartphone default camera apps have, and again, those default camera apps are part of the operating system, so this should be something that's integrated into the operating system, and that's that as soon as you start recording video, you should enter a very, very specific and specialized kind of do not disturb mode, where there are no sounds that come through from the phone that will ruin the video you're shooting. That there's, if there is pop-ups, that they're silent and unobtrusive for you shooting your phone. Like, it doesn't bother me when I'm on the iPhone and the way it gives me pop-up messages, as long as I don't hear them. Like, if I can see them and they're not obstructing like my general view of what I'm shooting video on, yeah, it's kind of good to know when incoming messages come in, for sure. But I hate, like, when I have an alarm set and then the freaking alarm goes off. Like, why isn't it smart enough to realize, hey, I'm shooting video here, I'm already awake. Obviously I set an alarm, so I want to be reminded when this time rolls around, but like, I'm shooting video, so actively shooting video, so how about instead of loud annoying sound where I've got to tap click and do a bunch of bullshit to make the loud annoying sound go away, how about just a little silent pop-up that shows up on the screen like every other push-through notification that says this is the time you set for your alarm. That just sits there for a few seconds and it goes away. And then maybe once I stop shooting video, then have the alarm go through its normal cycle or something. But don't ruin my video. You gonna change lanes or what, dude? My vehicle has some kind of weird shark fin type sign on it. I wonder what's up with that. Just an advertising sign, electronic billboard. That guy has a smartphone and a holder similar to mine, but in the middle on his dashboard in the center, I can very clearly see him looking over at his car. I would assume he's a rideshare driver or food delivery driver. I am curious about these sign programs that I see, like how many hours you have to be on the road to get in and make money off that. Could certainly use some more revenue streams right now. That's for certain. Anyway, so yeah, there should. Anytime you're hitting record, anytime you're recording video on a smartphone, there should really be like a very specialized sort of do not disturb mode that runs with it, just to prevent fucking up whatever video you're shooting. Well, my Android just failed at that in the worst possible way. So a pop-up system message came up in the middle of the screen, sideways, I might add. really read it. And of course, shooting video in a mount like this, like I can't read text that small without taking the phone out of the mount and looking at it, putting my face and looking at it anyway. So even if it wasn't sideways, it was still going to be useless. But the worst thing is it stopped my recording as I was, right in the middle of vlogging my journey. So not cool. And of course, it was the most irrelevant possible thing it could pop up and message me about. And I forget exactly what it was, and maybe I should have screenshot that just to share with the world how fucking annoying it was. But it was something like, do you want to notify senders when you've received this sender that you've received their messages, or senders when you've received their messages, sort of thing? No, I have that shit disabled for a reason. None of your business when or if I read your messages. I don't want to share that information with anybody that messages me. I return your message when I goddamn well feel like returning your message. And you can just sit there and wonder whether I'm ghosting you, whether I got your message or whatever. That's just the way I roll. That's the way text messaging was for the longest time. I like it to stay that way, at least in my world. I don't feel like disclosing when I actually get around to looking at messages. But yeah, I couldn't believe that it stopped my video with a pop-up for that of all shit. Anyway, so yeah, that train of thought long since derailed. I was talking about how I was sick at Amazon last night from probably a tainted roast beef sandwich from the food vendor there. Yeah, Kimberly wanted to know if I want to go to AmCare. No, I don't ever want to go to AmCare. I mean, I need to be bleeding out my eyeballs, or have some kind of serious open something bad to go to AmCare. But yeah, other than that, I'm not going in there, and I'm not going in there about generating any kind of report in the system in Amazon that I went to. I don't want there to be any record of me going to AmCare, or have to answer a bunch of questions to generate a report as to why I went to AmCare. Yeah, I can just lean on my forklift and drink some water until I feel a little less nauseous. I'll be fine. She's like, well, they probably have some Pepto. I'm like, I think I've already shit out everything I'm gonna shit out. I just need to. But going over and drinking some water is probably a good idea. And that's one thing, I definitely don't drink enough water at work these days. When I was a water spider, I always had my water bottle with me, and I drank a lot of water. As a pit operator, I'm not physically exerting myself as much. So, that guy has no tail lights whatsoever. Got the guy in the passing lane, slowest vehicle on the road, not passing, and then we got the vehicle passing him on the right with absolutely no tail lights. Hey, let's follow this guy and see how much 43rd Avenue he's going to drive with no tail lights. I did see lights from the front. Presumably they're just daytime running lights. There's a fine line between daytime running lights and headlights. I would say the average car's daytime running lights at this point are probably brighter than my headlights. And that's something I need to take care of. Like most cars from the 2000s, it's got plastic lenses over the little halogen bulbs, and the plastic has clouded over from age. The owner of Gilligan's was actually kind enough to treat them at one point, which made them really shiny and clear for, I don't know, about 2-3 months. And then, I'm at Dunlap. After those 2-3 months, it faded. It faded to the point where it was worse than before he had done whatever he did to make them look nice and shiny and clear. So that, I know there's different things you could do that'll treat them, that'll bring them back to clear and shiny, but that kind of soured my opinion on doing that sort of thing. So, do we have a no parking sign right here? No, we don't. I half expected the side street as soon as I turned off to have a no parking sign on it, just like the last side street I turned off on did. Of course, here I run the risk of somebody turning the corner quickly and not paying attention and rear-ending me. But hey, if that happens, I get a fat check. So I can actually kind of hope for that. Anyway, I need to interrupt this. As I said, is it a date? No, is it just a couple friends want to hang out? I don't know. I'm going to pick up a woman though, so I need to stop this and figure out exactly what her address is, because I know I'm getting close to it, and it's on the iPhone that she texted me on. So, and I've been to this place that she's at like once, but it was damn near a year ago, so I don't remember exactly where it is. I know it's close to here though. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the ride. Sorry I'm not drawing any conclusions, and my brain's kind of scattered, but it's part of being me, I guess. It's my reality I have to live with.